Hello!
This time all working?
It's working. Is it working? Yes, we're working. Welcome for another developer live stream, and again with some similar faces that we had last time during the last developer live stream. And we're gonna talk about the music of Hunt, our famous Port Sulphur band.
Port Sulphur band.
Sulphur. I'm so bad at the name. It's always like, for some reason, I always think about Puerto Rico, but then it's like not Puerto Rico.
Definitely not the Puerto Rico band.
That would, I mean, what kind of music would they make?
I don't even really want to think about it.
For some reason, that could be like good carnivals music, I think.
Maybe. I'm just picturing a band of skeletons playing now, so maybe it would be cool.
rotten instruments.
Dead horses.
Zombie band.
I actually read up on the meat shower after the thing. I was curious, and I know you posted about it, and I was like, I'm gonna read about this. And it's
the Kentucky
so
meat shower. Everyone should look it up because I'm obsessed with it, and I'll gladly discuss it with you.
Well, an invite. But yeah, so the music of Hunt. You guys are all part of the band.
We are.
How does it feel to be part of a band? I mean, you were already in a band.
Jonas
right?
as well.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't read it well.
Lucas plays in.
Yeah,
I don't know if you want to admit that.
Yeah, I mean, almost a complete band this year. One is missing.
Yeah.
It's Flo.
Yeah.
He's on vacation, but I think we see him on the picture.
Yes,
if
the
it's
one
shown.
with the nice washing
the
brush.
Yeah,
washboard.
with the washing
Yeah.
bread. Making some percussion.
I really like the picture. It's really really nice. It looks very real. So did you guys also use any of those, instruments?
Those are real instruments.
Do we have
I don't know. Did you use those? I mean,
Yeah,
that's not
sure.
a real instrument, right? You used it to wash things?
The washboard is actually an instrument that gets used in a lot of old-time country music as percussion because people didn't necessarily have a whole drum set or anything. So in a lot of really old country music, I'm not sure that we have washboard in any of the songs we did, but
I'm not sure.
if we were a band in
I don't think so.
1895, we would totally have a
A
washboard.
washboard.
Or maybe we would have like a stand-up bass that was made out of one of those washing tubs.
Oh, yeah.
All glued together.
So we would have some sort of weird household
Supplies.
singing song, maybe spoons. We really missed an opportunity not having spoons.
Yeah.
We still can make a few songs. So.
I would love a song dedicated to the Kentucky Meat Shower. Putting that out there.
The Ballad of the
That's
Kentucky
a great
Meat Shower.
idea.
This already sounds like so overly suggestive.
Okay, but we're gonna listen to some songs and then we're gonna talk about a bit of the the making and everything that came down to it. So do we just wanna, go right into the first song? The first song, was that also the first song that we had ever in game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the first song we ever made, the first song in game. It's like the song that started all
Yeah.
of it.
And
Beginning of everything.
I expect you guys
Getting
to all
fired.
hum along because we're all very familiar with the song. So let's just listen to the Rise of Dead Man humming theme instrumental first, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the humming theme, that was the very first one.
So it looks like there were some technical issues, but we tried to fix it.
Well, we
We
can
can talk about the humming theme. Yes.
So yeah, I wasn't in the band yet when you first started that. So one of you was gonna have to.
Yeah,
start
I mean,
off this
I
story.
think really the band didn't exist when we started. First, we came up with the song in the audio team, or Flo, who's on vacation right now. You can see him on the picture with the washing board. He came up with the melody for the song on vacation. And then he came back from vacation and was like, yeah guys, I have this awesome melody, maybe we can make it into a theme. And then we just brought a whole bunch of people in our cinema, and Dominic set up the microphones and everything. And then we hummed and stomped and clapped, basically all in one session. I think everybody of you, were you there as well?
I didn't stop and clap.
Ah.
I know.
I don't either.
Damn it.
Yeah, but the whole creative service team, the guys that
Exactly.
make the trailers are in the song, and yeah.
Yeah. And basically then we had a lot of separate recordings of people stomping, of people humming, of people clapping. And everybody singing on by himself actually sounded quite out of tune or not that well. But if you layer it all together, it becomes this really nice choir of hunters. And
And it wouldn't even work if you tune it all up.
Yeah.
Like that would sound.
you don't hear that something's detuned because so much is detuned.
It's a cluster.
It's actually in the end that made the sound.
Well, exactly. That's what makes it.
That's what it makes iconic.
Yeah, that's true. We also did some audio tricks like pitching some voices down an octave, so they are playing like a lot deeper, and it gives like a bass tone to the vocal, and added some distortion.
I really liked what Flo was saying about it the other day, that when he was trying to come up with that, how he was thinking about how all of the iconic songs from other games he likes are really, you want a hummable melody, and he was just like, well, what if we just hum?
Well, I think he
really
was
like that.
also referencing a lot of old music.
Of
like,
course, yeah,
Like
that's
very
something
old game
that-
music where you just have these 2 or 3 channels that you can play and very easy melodies. And the composers back then had to just get a good music with 3 voices that could play at the same time. So Florian was saying, well, we have to do something that's easily hummable, that's just a good melody, but it works if you break it down very much.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, like most of the really memorable music tunes are stuff from old games like Zelda or Super Mario or something, because they were really limited in what they could actually do. So they really had to work on a great melody. And I think especially for a main theme, if you have a melody that's going really easy into your head and you can hum along or sing along, it's actually really important.
Yeah.
And yeah, what was funny, after we released it, everybody was humming it in the office. You walk around and you hear somebody in the kitchen humming or somebody at the desk. Yeah. I mean, we also were quite surprised how well it actually was received, because we put it actually together for the launch trailer, but we had no idea if the people will like it or what they will think about it. But then the reactions of you guys was like really, really great.
Yeah.
And that was actually the thing that basically launched the band, because we were like, hey, that could be something we could expand on and make more songs of it. Yes.
Exactly. I mean, should we talk about adding the vocals on top now?
Yeah.
While we're at
because
it?
we did it at the time. Yes?
Yeah, we did it at the same time. I think Flo had just come by the narrative department and been like, it would be cool for the lore if you guys just wrote lyrics to it. And he wasn't actually even suggesting, like, please, write a part of this song. He was just like, lyrics would be cool to add to your lore because we've written this song now. And I heard that and was like, oh, hell yeah. And I went home and wrote the lyrics and that melody, and then came in the next day and was like, I'm ready. Can I sing it to you?
Where's the microphone?
And we recorded it that same day, maybe even like a prototype, like immediately after.
Yes, I think it was the prototype. I don't think it's the one that released.
No.
That's 2 years ago already, I think.
Fuck.
Yes.
I have to curse. I keep forgetting.
It was before the early access release, right?
Yep, it's a lot.
Shortly before.
Yeah, I guess it must have been.
Yeah, the main theme was before the early access release, and then I think the vocal version also.
Yeah, it wasn't long after the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
But and kind of like the rest of the songs also kept happening because Flo just kept stopping by my desk all casual, like, I mean, you could write another one, I guess, like, maybe? And then you just like casually walk away, and then it'd be like, well.
But didn't you also have some songs already for your band?
I had some. Well, I guess I should wait till we get to those,
all right.
those songs to talk about.
Keep
them.
it a surprise.
How can we listen to the next song,
Yes,
Yannicka?
we can. Yes,
Cool.
we
Nice.
can. Woo. Okay, I don't know.
Watch out.
So we're just gonna listen in the order of the album, right?
Yes, so Sinner's Blues, I think, is the next song.
Okay.
I mean, you guys have set that order up, so
Yeah.
Yep.
is that
Sinner's
correct?
Blues is the next one.
Okay, so we're gonna listen to
Order
Sinner's
we released
Blues
it on.
and we can mute ourselves.
Oh, sinners, have you washed in the blood? Oh, sinners, have you washed in the blood? Oh, temptation will lead you astray. Get your gun, get your knife, lace your boots. Today's the day. Oh, sinners, have you slaughtered the lamb? Oh, sinners, have you slaughtered the lamb? It's eternal damnation, lest you wash in the blood. Get your gun, get your knife, lace your boots. The time has come.
Okay.
So Sinner's Blues. So the order of the songs on the album isn't the order we made them in. So I have to. Sinner's Blues. Okay. Sinner's Blues I wrote at the same time as End Will Come because I thought they were one song, and I had this thing happening in my head, and I kept trying to make recordings of it and like get it out of my head, and when I finally managed to do that, it was actually two songs, and it was Sinner's Blues and End Will Come. It was such a relief to get them out of there. Just like driving me nuts. But I wanted to do. I would say all of these songs are kind of inspired by the historical music from the time. So what I had in my mind with these two was a lot of gospel stuff, and so much of the music people listened to at the time they were hearing in church or singing in church.
Seems fair, yeah.
So I mean, what they ultimately became, I don't know how much of the gospel influence you still hear in it, but that's what I was listening to when those two came up. And yeah, Sinner's Blues is, I don't know, I feel like the lyrics are clearly about like some fucked up hunter's journey. But I don't know. I guess I shouldn't give too much away about the hidden meaning.
Was that the one where we also tried the fiddle?
The
Like
Sinner's
the-
Blues?
No, I think
Was
that
that-
was the End Will Come song.
The one we
that's my
tried to-
favorite, yeah.
It's
for sure.
it's very the Sinner's Blues is actually very interesting because it's the last song we made. The final version that is on the EP is was finished after the End Will Come song, and it was actually heavily influenced by it. So it was so I made the instrumentals for it and I arranged it, and it took quite a long time to get a fitting setting or mood for the song, because in the beginning it was more of a classic gospel song or blues, a bit faster with guitar and piano, and it actually didn't fit the hunt setting. And as soon as we said, okay, maybe it's great to have a more creepy, dark feeling song, I came up with the idea to adding the music box in the beginning and starting with the low ambience and going more in the atmospheric direction like the End Will Come song. And I think in the end it turned out very good actually, because we now have three different distinguishable parts. The first one is the more atmospheric one, the second one is where the guitar comes in and it's more melodic, and in the end it kind of mixes up and the humming is more present, and it has a nice build up to the end. And it's a good second song on the album, I think, because it picks up the mood, but it's
Yeah.
different.
And I guess maybe so people can imagine what this process was like. It would be like I would write lyrics and a melody and like make a shitty recording of that, and then
In the
I would send
parking
it to
garage.
these guys and be like, do you think we could make something out of it? And then the process would begin of like trying all this different stuff to
So you-
come to these final
Yeah, so
sounds.
like, is there times that it always is that you start with like writing the lyrics, or do you also sometimes work with a melody first?
The lyrics and melody come like I write at the same time.
Okay, at the same time.
Exactly.
Okay.
So then that was the starting point for.
And like, how does that, like, how, I mean, I personally have no idea about music. I'm not musical. Like, I like listening to music, but like, how does one come up? Because like a melody must be like, as you said, like with the being recognizable and like kind of like catchy that it sticks to people. Like, how do you come up with like a melody? Are you like tapping or like?
I mean, for me, it's really like a gut feeling thing, and like a lot of it just starts playing in my head, and I don't know where it came from. Which, like, I will either be walking or biking, and I'll start singing something, and it will. Yeah, a number of these songs happen that way, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's
And I'm always like on my bike, like trying to sing into my recorder, and like I have all these recordings of like the wind is like going by and there's like cars honking, and I'm like, oh, sinners.
I think often the best ideas come when you don't think about them. I mean, the humming melody came also on vacation, so
I think like
you have to be relaxed and then.
you become more conscious about the creation of it like in the later steps. I think
Mhm.
where you start making more conscious decisions about the direction you want to take. But when the beginning ideas.
So it's almost
tend
like
to
you're
be very-
sketching. pretty
Exactly,
much.
you could
you're
think
just
of it like
doodling,
sketching.
and then that's a bit more for me relatable. But yeah, no, for me it's like the ideas always come in the shower. Like the
Yeah,
Yeah, shower is a good place, and
such a good
That
spot.
doesn't work. For me.
waking
You
up
have to
or
be moving.
while sleeping is also good.
Waking
But-
up while sleeping.
Waking
no,
up
waking up
While
or
while
while
sleeping.
sleeping. is
While
also-
sleeping.
While sleeping.
Yeah,
Nice.
So like a
for
dream.
Yeah, for one of the songs, I actually had an idea while I was sleeping in a dream and woke up. It's a
Really?
bit, it's a bit
Wow.
strange. But that's for another.
It's strange.
I mean, I'm actually curious now. Like, how does one come in a dream and it actually came up and it actually wrote a song? I mean,
I think too,
I
like,
won't talk
when you-
about it today.
Yeah, I think too when you just like listen to a ton of music, it mixes up in your head and
Yeah.
things just I don't know. It's
Out
the
of
same with
nowhere
writing
come,
as
yeah.
well. Like I read constantly, and then like that helps
Word
the words
vomits.
flow out. Yeah,
melody vomit. It just comes. Okay, so
It's a bit-
yeah,
it just
and so this one was made. You said at the same time as "And Will Come," right?
but
Both.
for my part, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But also on our part, I think both near the end of all the songs we made. So I
Yeah.
think those were the last two ones we did actually. Yeah.
And how long do you work on average? Like, how long does it take to come from beginning? I mean, I know that last time that Flo talked about like the humming theme was done in a day.
It
First
totally
version.
The
depends.
first version,
Yeah.
Not
the
first,
one that
yeah,
I hear in the
I know,
trailer.
but like quite fast.
Mixing and
you said.
mastering, yeah.
But like on average, like how much like time goes in each part on average? Or
I
is
usually
it
need
very
a day or
varied?
two for my part, and then there's like we need a whole day to record the vocals, and that
At least.
you guys can answer for that.
Yeah, I mean there are different stages in making a song. So Nikki comes up with the melody, like she says, then we're recording it, and then maybe we sketch out an idea, and that can just take a day because we have the idea ready from the beginning, or it can take a week, or it can take even longer if we think it's not fitting. So that can be really short or really long,
Yeah.
like how it flows. But after the idea is done, we also mix it and master it. That also takes time. So I would say a month maybe for a song,
many
like from start to
times-
finish.
Would you say you've listened to this album? Like
Oh,
10 times?
don't ask
You
me.
despise your own music already.
No, when because we released them now on Spotify and iTunes and all those platforms. The songs need to be mastered in a specific way so they can be released on the platform. And I think for a week I listened to them like 8 hours a day. So I was like, I need a break.
I'm
now.
No longer.
Even talk about them.
In preparation for the stream, I just listened to the whole album again, and I really enjoyed it. It sounds strange, but
You didn't
after
work on it long enough.
yeah,
But after
exactly.
you-
But
yeah.
after such a long time and a bit of pause in between,
Yeah.
it's okay again.
Yes, now I can listen to
stand
it.
it
Yeah,
again.
and it's back on Spotify.
But I guess it just comes with the profession that you
Yeah.
have to be able to listen to it a whole lot. I mean, I still know some songs by heart that I mixed 3 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
I never listened to again, but you just listen to it for 1 week or 2 weeks straight, and then it never leaves your head again.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I'm curious actually, because like you say you make the melody. Has it happened that the melody completely changed after it came to you guys, or overall have they always stayed?
I don't think the melodies have changed much.
I think
Like little details?
with
yes.
recording, yeah. So I think the pipeline for all the songs was that you had a rough melody, or you had the melody laid out, and then while recording we would make up a little bit of stuff like background vocals and
Yeah, the
perhaps
background vocals
change a
stay
few notes. Yeah.
Yeah, but not huge changes,
No,
I would
no.
say.
I mean,
Just so it would fit the music.
I think we'll come to it, but I didn't change the melody, but sometimes I copied a verse you sang and put it again,
Yeah,
or filtered it or something to make the arrangement work out better.
Sure.
But I don't think you can change the whole melody because it's like we build around the melody basically.
Okay.
Except
skeleton.
for the Rise Up Dead Man, there the melody came
Right.
after the
That's the one
after the
exception.
humming theme.
Kind of good.
Hmm.
Because you started with the idea of the clapping then, or
The humming existed already.
Yes, I mean first we didn't even think about using vocals. We just had a humming theme, right? And
Yeah.
then it was a test.
yeah.
Worked out. I think we didn't release it for a long time actually because we made it 2 years ago.
You're right, we didn't. There, it was. I
Well,
don't
the
know,
humming
it
thing was
quite
the
a
only
long time.
one
Yes.
that we released on YouTube, I think.
YouTube, yeah.
Yes.
But that was the one without the
It
vocals.
was without the vocals.
Yeah.
It was the early access
Yeah.
scheme,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
also the video actually, the music video. Yes.
Yeah, I think before we even released the humming theme with the vocals, we released Devil in the Churchyard.
Yeah.
That's right.
Nice.
Yeah, that was the one with the vocals.
Great transition.
Which is, yeah.
Great, and
Should we watch the
Speaking
video of the very first version of it?
Oh yeah, the only thing
Oh,
is
Devil in Churchyard, yeah.
Yeah. So
if the
well-
audio is gonna be broken.
I
Okay,
mean, if it's
maybe
broken,
we-
listen
Oh, if
to
the audio is
the
broken, we won't.
VLC maybe.
yeah, we can just listen to the track.
Just check if it's. Let us know.
I'll find out.
Yeah, but
Papa went down to the pasture. Papa ain't coming back. Brother went down to the pasture. Devil on his back. Run, Papa, run.
okay. So
Okay, so Devil in the Churchyard we released with a clip of over a teaser video that we did.
which
And
one was it again? There was not.
it was a teaser video that we had made to use on Facebook.
Oh, it was just that we had as the banner as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Exactly, and so Devil in the Churchyard happened because I was given that video and asked to write and do voiceover for it, and I tried forever to write a good voiceover script for it, but it just kind of wasn't really working with the pictures. Like the video already existed, so we couldn't change that anymore, and I was just like, oh god, like why can't I write this voiceover? And then I was like, wait, maybe I could just do another song and then that will work instead. And I've looked back through some of my notes and I had written lyrics for I had written lyrics for a song that was supposed to be out of the time period for my test to join the narrative team actually, and so I was like, ooh, and then like, yeah, I think I did the recording of that singing into my phone in the parking lot of this building, because I was like, I've got to get this to them right now to see if like this can be something. So I'm like out back like between cars and stuff. Like,
I'm actually curious to hear those recordings. Do we have them somewhere?
I hope I've deleted them.
I have them all. I have them all.
I mean, I'm super. I mean, at least let me listen after the stream. At least let me. I'm just curious how that sounds. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Didn't we do takes with different dialects and accents?
We're not going to talk about that. That's in the.
I didn't mention it. It didn't happen.
But
there's no recording of Southern accent.
That was the Challenges trailer. So
yeah, that was the only trailer that we had a voiceover for. Who voiced it actually?
I did.
Was it a female voice?
Yes. I promise it was.
Why did I think it was a male voice? For some reason, I thought
maybe I was sounding husky. I don't know.
I mean, maybe my brain. I mean, I just bad memory. But yeah, okay, female voice. Yeah. Okay.
Right. So I'd written the entire full length song. Like we had all of the lyrics and the melody, but we needed this clip for this video right away. So we recorded that fairly quickly, and that's quite a different version in the end from what the full song version is. I think you probably have a few things to say.
Exactly. I think we started out. So the whole goal in the beginning was to do the song only for the video, I think. So it wasn't even sure if we're going to produce a complete song out of it at first. And we recorded the voiceover and the song and left it up to,
so
opinions and
some
feedback.
Crappy voiceover that we recorded? I don't even remember
we
that.
recorded multiple tracks of voiceover. We even recorded it in different emotions, and I think
remember the other voice. Okay. Repression.
We pitched it around.
It's powerful.
It sounded very good. So in the end, the voiceover didn't happen, and we had the song. And it's quite different if you listen to the Facebook teaser trailer. It's quite different from the finished version of the song.
Yeah, because we can listen to it. Sam is playing. Yes, it's playing.
Oh, okay.
It's not playing yet, but.
Oh, he's showing that he's working on it.
I'm good when you are.
Then let's watch that video.
Papa went down to the pasture. Papa ain't coming back. Brother went down to the pasture. Devil on his back. I went down to the church to dig myself a grave. I went down to the churchyard to dig myself a grave. Shadows come to take me away. Shadow, take the dawn away.
Okay, so yeah, we did that.
So basically the version you heard on the teaser trailer, that's very raw and not much instruments going on, because the whole video is basically carried by sound effects, and the music is working so well with that because there are all these sound effects filling the scene. And we tried, when we were producing the whole song, we tried to keep that, but it didn't really work out to fill a song only with vocals and with sound effects if you don't have a picture to it. So we ended up, I think we had one orchestrated score. We experimented a lot with violins and cello and piano and that stuff, but that didn't work out either. So in the end, we have the snare drums rolling like a military march a little bit, and it's the song, I think, is it playing in the... Yeah. So it's the song that you hear right now, that also comes in the menu as an instrumental loop. And then we also had the idea to bring it in-game. Like if you go to the gramophones in-game, you can hear this song, and it's a different version.
It's
That
in the VLC too. Sam.
yeah, I think we can play that too. Like the next
Number
track,
4.
number 4. Yeah. If you So that version on the gramophone, that's broken down far more, and you could hear the effect with all the static noise and the current. So we really placed it in the world and got rid of everything that could maybe not fit. And I think it's only the vocals and some of the background vocals and some of the humming that we used. Yeah, so we basically have 3 versions of that one song, where only one version was really a produced full-length song, and the other 2 were for the for the trailer for once and for in-game purposes. So we try to use songs where we can, and not only do them to have a full-length song. I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
This brings us to the next song, because
Does it?
The End Will Come song
Oh, that's my favorite.
was made in the beginning for the Xbox teaser.
No, wasn't it
That was the first time
it was the time of day video.
Yeah, exactly. Time of day.
Time of day.
Yeah, Sinner's Blues was on
Yeah.
the Xbox preview.
I really like the End Will Come.
So
Don't
just
talk, are we muted?
let's listen to The End Will Come.
But the
Okay.
song is really quiet, right?
Yeah, because it's not just switched yet.
Straight from Radio
It's because you had it. Oh, okay. So what I like about the End Will Come with the trailer was like the bass, like the heavy
Are we muted or are we?
Yeah.
Hold the course, the storm, the eye. Dock the boat, batten the sails. Waves are strong, clouds roll in. Steady on, load your gun. Steady on, and we'll come.
Oh, we are.
Oh,
No, he
okay.
said let it play for a moment. It's fine. Just
The face of the one who'll take my place. I say a prayer and close my eyes. My aim is true, the bullet flies. Steady on, load your gun. Steady on, and we'll come. Steady on, load your gun. Steady on, and we'll come. Steady on, load your gun. Steady on, and we'll come. Steady on, load your gun. Steady on, and we'll come. The seeds we sow, the fruit we reap. Tide of death is rising. Ain't no grave can hold me down. One foot in hell, on sacred ground. Steady on.
Okay, yeah. So, well, I'd already mentioned that End Will Come was made at the for my side at the same time as Sinner's Blues, but it was inspired by Civil War ballads. Like I listened to a whole bunch of those where they're just like, yeah, these sad songs about death, and because our second map has a lot of Civil War themes, I had my head in that space, so it was like, all right, we'll make something that's kind of like that. And yeah, what the song ultimately became sounds a lot different than that, and it's, oh god, it's so good. I love what you did with the place. Like,
What you did with the place?
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, that was where my head was when I was writing the first part, but then passed it off to you.
Yeah, I mean, for the Time of Day teaser or trailer, I think we made the first really quick version, which was like only 30 seconds or something.
But it was so good. Oh, it was my favorite when I heard it first directly. It's so good. Like, I mean, I tried to explain it, but it's like this I don't know, this bass instrument, something that just goes through it. How do you explain music?
in the bass, there's actually a lot of, like in the one you hear in the main menu and on Spotify, the bass is actually a lot of sounds now.
Yeah.
It's one E-bass that Lucas played.
Okay.
It's acoustic bass, like the
Stand-up?
Yeah,
large
like a-
stand-up
Yeah,
bass.
you definitely hear it's a snare instrument, but like a very heavy, like.
But I compressed it a lot, which means the quiet parts get really loud. So you have this nice texture. The humming is also in for the bass, but really subtle, so I don't hear it.
Humming
The humming is in every track actually.
Yeah.
There's no joke without the humming.
In some case, you'll find in every track. Also, the stomp and clap in some way is in every track. Yes.
The which one?
The stomping and the
Oh,
clapping.
yeah.
In some form, we used it everywhere. But yeah, I mean, Nikki sent the vocals, and then I extended the arrangement and put the vocals in, and lucky for us, everything actually worked really well already from the beginning, so it was also a bit lucky. And then what I tried is adding like lots of textures, like we have these metal creaks, because it's a really sparse song. It's like you can add a lot of sound design to it. It's like strings that are stretched, wind howl, pitch down, to add some eerie ambience to
There's
it.
some mandolin. Didn't you add some mandolin in there? There's a little like.
Yes, there's some mandolin
love that
rings in
moment.
there.
I also see someone saying, I just want to give you some nice comments. Everything about the music in this game is amazing. I'm not a person who listens to game soundtracks even. I don't know if it's ever, but even you should all pat yourself in the back. It's amazing stuff. I'll do that.
Get one as well.
Well done.
Thanks a lot.
Gazebo.
It's great to hear.
But yeah. So still, I mean, yeah, I definitely think this was a very unique and my favorite one.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
Who's like all of you guys? Like, what is your favorite song of the album for each individual?
That's hard.
that's hard.
Don't make me choose. They're all my
Oh, yeah,
children.
don't
Well, exactly.
I mean,
You always have one favorite kid. You know that.
Yeah.
But you're not supposed to say that.
That's fine.
It changes for me from like month to month which one
Yeah.
is currently my favorite, but And Will Come is pretty high up there for me right now, and Poison Curse. But it's been each of the songs like in different time periods of working on it.
Absolutely.
Like-
Definitely.
Depends on how tired I am of which
Yeah.
songs and like how.
depending on the mood of the day.
Actually, in the Devil in a Churchyard, like I kind of hit a wall where I didn't really know what to do anymore, and I was just playing around with a few assets. So in the end of the song, there's that audio drama of a girl just trying to reload her gun, and that thing would be my favorite part of the music, I guess. But just because I
Wait, the audio
sound
drama
design?
is not
Yeah.
his favorite part
Spotted
of
the
the
sound
music.
yeah, I know.
So for me, actually, I think the classic humming theme is way up top, because it kind of started the whole journey, and every time I hear it, it kind of reminds me of the whole project.
You just get a little tear coming
Yeah,
out.
it's
All the
actually,
memories.
and
Nice.
yeah, but and Will Come is awesome, really.
Yeah. I mean, I like all of them. I think also the humming theme. It's just the creation of it was so funny, and that's why I like it so much. It's a really awesome memory.
personal
Yes.
values.
With and without vocals, because I think both are similar epic, but in a very different direction. And I really like the vocal version, but the normal version without the vocals are great as well. So I think it's a tie between it's a tie between both of them.
I do think I definitely hear I feel like End Will Come and the Humming Theme are both the most popular ones that I usually see in the community. I mean, they also really like the Poison Script, but that one has never been in game either.
Yeah,
we
it's
never
a fun
heard that
story.
one before at all. Yeah, but it's
Right.
very nice. But maybe
We're getting to it, right?
We'll get to that, I suppose.
So next one. Oh, isn't the next one Poison Script?
The vocal
we
version.
didn't. The vocal version of the Humming Theme
right.
is next, but I don't. Do we need to listen to that again? Do you want to?
We can quickly listen into it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because we already told that story, but why not?
The band's name should be in the stream title. Band, yes. What does it actually mean?
So
Is sulfur that highly volatile?
that's spelled differently.
Okay.
But yes, it should make you think of that.
Okay.
Poisonous stuff. But all of the songs should fit into the time period of the game and fit into the lore of the game and easily be something that someone at the time might have sung. You know, obviously we've produced them in a way that no one at the time could have sung, but they're all songs that in theory could fit into music of the time. So
I think
when
one of
we
the
wanted-
images, one of the images has the name, no?
yeah, absolutely. We
If
could put that up
Sam
at
can
the
change
end.
to the one with the...
Some recording images.
Yeah, that one!
Right, so because of the lore connection with all the songs, when we needed a band name, I wanted it to be something that sounded like it could be a band at the time, who I, maybe could write some stuff, some fake adventures of into the game.
That was it.
And so a lot of bands at the time had names that were like city name band. And so I was looking around the area where Hunt is set, and I thought that Port Sulphur sounded really ominous. and I thought, okay, we're all from this little town nearby, everything that's happening. If we were really a band back then, we would be traveling to these cities where Hunt is taking place and playing.
It would be great if we would have these a group of skeletons with the
With instruments.
standing
With
somewhere.
the record in it.
Yeah.
They don't know yet. They don't know.
Everybody on the instrument.
give it
Maybe we
away,
should
yeah.
talk to the
Yeah.
artist. And
I mean, that would be
awesome.
really nice Easter egg. Yeah, it's or just a little tiny stage somewhere. If we, have this one compound, we just make it a little I just imagine this inn, and then they just have a little stage, and that's where the band that you guys stand.
That's where we had our last stand. And
Yeah.
we're all brutally murdered by
the-
zombies.
in the village of that is on Civil War, maybe
Yeah,
next to
maybe.
the big church also.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But were we listening to the next song? I don't remember anymore.
The vocal theme.
Oh,
And I think we can show the pictures of the recording.
yeah,
we can show some pictures. of
Maybe
recording
while the music plays.
while the music is playing.
exactly.
Skip through.
Rise up, dead man, let the gunshots ring. Shadows calling, let the gunshots ring. Fought the devil, let the gunshots ring. Black trains coming, let the gunshots ring.
At the back.
Okay, so yeah, we never introduced our members of our band. Whoops. Whoops! This is our Paul's over bad. Introduce yourself on the stage now.
Well, left to right. Go ahead.
Ah, damn it. Yeah, hi, I'm Dominic. I'm junior audio designer working on Hunt here at Cratec.
Hey, I'm Jonas, also work on Hunt, a senior audio designer.
I'm Nicolette Stewart. I'm narrative designer.
And I'm Lucas, and I'm also junior audio designer.
Yeah, so our band is Crytek Audio, basically. I've had a couple of people actually ask me that in different places. They're like, oh yeah, you know, do any of you actually work there? And it's like, we all work here! Like,
Developer band.
exactly. So
If you guys would be in the band, I mean, you are in the band, but like, if you were to play on the stage, which instrument would one person like play?
I would take the drums
The drums.
and stomp and clap.
So rhythm guy. I guess I would take guitar, bass, violin, that stuff.
Piano for me, I think.
I mean, I
Or
would
Okay.
trombone,
ballad,
maybe?
yeah.
Well, no, mostly
Would
piano because we need a piano in the
We
band.
definitely.
We need a piano. I'm just filling it, and then obviously flirting with the wash rack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Florian is the humming one.
Yeah.
Humming and
all the
washbread.
I've played washboard, singing saw, and spoons, so I could fill in on all the household
Oh,
instruments.
nice. Then we're covered.
That's useful.
I'm the singing, obviously.
Right. Yeah, no, but pretty good. We need sound in game as a taunt before you silently hunt someone.
Oh, that would be nice. A portable gramophone.
I'll let the hunters hunt themselves. That would be funny as emote.
Like what?
that one hunter can hum like as
Oh
emote
yeah, that would be really
to
nice.
mock other players. That'd be fun. Yeah.
Okay, which song do we have next? The
Poison
Poison
Curse is
Curse. So yeah,
Poison Curse,
I'm
yeah.
very curious. Let's just listen to it and then talk a bit about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
You walked in and caught my eye. I saw your lumps, I lost my mind. You swung the axe and I was felled. You make me burn, but I'll make it hell. The altar's lit, I'm on my knees. You make me pray, I'll make you plead. Now play the record in reverse. You may be poisoned.
When?
So we saw somebody mentioning hurdy-gurdies. Yay!
Yeah. Actually, I experimented a bit with the hurdy-gurdy. It's unfortunately not in one of the songs yet, but who knows what the future will bring.
What will happen?
Yeah. But it's indeed a very, very nice instrument to make a lot of otherworldly sounds with that you maybe don't connect with music today, but hurdy-gurdies are actually in a lot of music. Like I think in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, they used it a lot, not only for the music, but also for a lot of the ship sounds. And it's definitely an option we have, option we experiment a bit with, but, well, didn't happen anything yet.
I mean, I also saw someone that actually they asked to they actually do music. Oh wait, can you go a bit up? Yeah. They actually do good music. Are they a legit formation?
Wait, what?
And now we are, I would say.
Yeah. I mean, they are the legit
We are Deport's
formation.
alphabet.
Yeah.
We wrote all the songs, we played all the songs. We
They even have a
mix and match all the songs.
Spotify artist page. Then you're real bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're not just a fake or something.
We're not.
I don't even know how you would fake that.
We want to start to talk about where the Poison Curse song came from.
Yeah,
Poison
because
Curse,
Ah,
right? Jeez,
that's
we got off the track with the hurdy-gurdy thing. I got.
Poison Curse, because like Poison Curse hasn't been in game. Poison Curse hasn't been in a trailer.
Yeah,
What
It's
about Poison
completely
Curse?
new.
it's completely new, and I don't know. People might let their imaginations run wild of where it might be played, but that song, yeah, is the one that sounds a bit different. It has like the least
Connection.
tie to the
Yeah.
humming theme, I guess. And I mean, I singing that song, always just pictured it being sung in like a dark, smoky saloon, like jazz bar.
Yeah,
you know,
that
like,
or even like a brothel. I don't know why, but they were popular right back in the
That-
day. I don't know. I wasn't there, but
anywhere
Was that
where
where
live
everyone
music was
was?
playing, I could imagine like just a dim room, someone with a piano, and that song coming through, and
And actually, that idea resonated in me.
yeah,
So-
exactly. That I loved the process for that too, because what I could hear in my head on the piano is like exactly what you then did. It's
Yeah.
like I did some like hand waving and like sort of kind of like this,
this?
and then like
Do
you just
something.
did it. Well, didn't you do one that sounded too happy? No, that was Sinner's Blues.
Yeah, that one was Sinner's Blues.
Sinner's Blues was very
The Poison Curse song was a bit faster, I think, in the beginning, and we slowed it down, heavily slowed it down actually. But there are a few funny story to the Sinner's Poison Curse. Damn it, I always.
Mix them up.
The Poison Curse song for the instrumental side started with the piano, obviously, and it's still the center of the instrumental, but very quick in the process. The stand bass,
Stand up.
stand-up bass was added, and the drum set that is very far in the back, kind of not really audible, was added, I think, shortly after we finished the song. So very in the end, because I realized that there was something missing. So yeah, the Poison Curse is very different, I think, and very real world like. So this is one of the few songs that could be actually played live,
Yeah.
and exactly the same
Without
way as it's on the EP
rewriting. Yeah.
right now, because limited use of ambience and sound design, many real world instruments, and yeah, a band of 4 players can play this song.
I mean, hey, maybe one day we'll make it happen.
For Silver Band live at
What's up
Gamescom.
band live?
I mean, that would actually. I
We
mean,
need
that
to
would be
practice.
cool.
Oh, shit.
Like having it at a game convention and just like an actual like. I mean, I think that would be really awesome. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like
With
be
one
fun.
song.
no. By the time we have a
We'll
year.
do all of them.
I'm sure you can make a few 2 months per song. You said now we got about 10 months at least left. It's 5 per song.
So Gamescom 2020,
practice.
main
With the
stage,
early
you know it.
girl, main stage, or
Kyle
the
and
game,
Hurdy-gurdy.
the game awards or something. E3, yeah, the Oscars.
Who knows?
The Poison Curse song is the only song that is not in the game anywhere. Maybe it's getting added to the piano someday, but right now it's only used for the EP and the Spotify release, and it's not even in a trailer right now
No.
because it's so different to all the other songs. It kind of fits Hunt, but it's not connected to the humming theme also, or to the feeling of it, kind of.
I think that's the only song where no stomp and clap is in actually.
Yeah, and no humming. Maybe we should add it. A remix. Remix. of
Stop
The humming theme remix.
Humming
Clap
X
remix.
Or like
Poison
cross,
Curse.
yeah.
Crossover.
Yeah.
Humming X,
Yeah.
Poison Curse.
No, but would be really cool if it's in the game.
Yeah, maybe for the. I think I
Something
think the
cool.
piano would work. The- adding it for the piano.
Yeah, exactly. Or even just on the gramophone, I think works there
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. So
I guess
speaking of the gramophone,
The gramophone.
there are a few.
Segway!
Maybe music that's not been heard that many times because it is actually only in the game on Christmas. I recorded for the gramophone just a Christmas piece, like with cello and viola and violin.
Wait, is this Christmas humming theme?
No, it's actually just a Christmas song. But it's also music we did for the game, so
It was in there, yes.
yeah.
I don't know how many people heard it.
Is it playing? Are we
Play.
gonna
It was
listen to
quite
it?
Play. Merry Christmas.
Merry
I was
Christmas.
alone.
It's not even Halloween.
It's the season.
Stop it.
Get the chocolate, Santa Claus.
No.
You guys are too excited. Like Sam over there, he's always like, they already bought little like electric Christmas tree light things. No,
Oh, geez.
it's
Oh.
September.
I'd rather celebrate Halloween first.
Yeah. I'd rather celebrate the summer, sort of, but it's kind of over.
Yeah, I think we can say goodbye to the summer.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But yeah,
so
Christmas.
Christmas theme. How did that come about?
I think.
Well, I think Florian had the idea to put a bit of Christmas spirit in the game, and I was like, well, I have the instruments at home. I can just record something, and we chose this song out of a few, and then I just recorded them all after each other, like the cello first, and viola for the middle parts, and the violin, and put it on a gramophone. And actually, a few people have noticed it, but I think not many are actually playing the gramophone and the piano in game.
Because if
are
you
they?
stop to play them, you get shot, which is what happened to me the first time I found Devil in the Churchyard on a gramophone. I was like,
Maybe
oh,
Maybe next Christmas because people troll.
Well, I trigger them every time I see them.
With trolling it.
Trolling
Play
is
just
great
to
with
be
the
at
gramophone.
people. I can play music and not get killed.
Yeah. That's my job.
Well, but actually, if you're crazy and you make a lot of sounds, then people fear you a little bit because
Because
think-
you're that crazy.
out of
You're so
control.
crazy.
Yeah.
he's either stupid or he's a pro.
And he
I
does
don't
not
want to
care.
find out.
Yeah.
But yeah, Christmas, I mean, I think in general, like the Christmas humming theme also, for example, has been talked about a lot. Of people are actually sad it wasn't on the LP. On the IP,
It's
Yeah.
still an Easter egg, so
So it will come again on Christmas.
will it?
we'll get there
There first,
eventually.
folks.
Yeah. Humming theme,
In some
humming
way,
theme.
it will, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we can listen to it actually.
Didn't
Yeah. Well,
As a Christmas
the
present.
humming theme one?
Yeah, the humming theme because we listen to the
The last
violin.
one.
ho ho ho.
Ho, ho, ho.
But yeah, the ho ho ho.
Now we're all gonna have Christmas songs stuck in our head for the next 4 months.
I like. I was like, I never hear the music theme the same way anymore. Yes, no, we don't want that rush. That I can't sing. I cannot for the life of me sing. Lyrics to the Christmas themes.
It's ho ho ho, ho ho, ho ho, and then there's a ho ho ho. You're welcome.
Oh, legendary Santa.
A legendary Santa
Legendary
Hunter.
Santa Hunter.
That would be
Propose
Propose
that
that
to
to the character art team.
You look as if I can do that. You can ask that.
I
It's
can,
not
I can
mine.
suggest it, but I can't force anyone.
How many ho hos do we have in this?
So questions. I feel like I saw a question that was an actual question. But
Shall we
no.
just start with questions?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna do
Question
some questions.
time. Woo!
Obviously, music related only. And no, I don't take singing requests. Can there be captions for the menu music? How do you mean captions?
Usually the menu music is the instrumental, isn't it? With no.
Yeah.
So all the music in the menu is actually without voice, because we got some feedback. If there's always a voice playing, but people want to chat with their friends in the menu, it can be distracting if
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
lyrics.
It makes sense.
So we made the instrumental version for that.
We can't see the question.
Can't see the chat.
There we go.
Let's see.
Why didn't we include the Christmas hoeing theme on the EP? Because it's a Christmas song. That needs a whole different album, man.
It's for the Christmas
Oh!
EP.
I would love a Christmas. Yeah, just like the Christmas album.
songs, yes.
The holiday for the holiday cheer. in the
I'm sure if
back.
enough
should
people
ask
asked for
Michael
it,
Bublé.
we would be
Yeah,
on that.
for
Christmas
itself.
feelings.
Featuring Michael Bublé.
Oh my god, that would be amazing. Can we make this happen, or like just Mariah Carey?
Just
Would be
get her
okay
in the
as
office,
well.
you know?
I mean,
It's a start.
Someone's asking where they can find our music, which we should probably repeat. It's on all the major digital streaming platforms like iTunes, Amazon Music, Spotify, and
Google
if you
Music.
search Hunt Showdown original game soundtrack, you will find it, or Port Sulphur Band. And I guess at the end of the stream we can put the name up so you can see how to spell
Yeah, you
it.
can go back to the album. Yeah,
Yeah,
so both.
exactly.
So if you search that, you should be able to find it. Yeah, exactly. Also like Yandex, Pandora. There are so many.
yeah.
Some
There's
that I
over
didn't even know
100.
existed.
Yeah, streaming platforms. So just Google, or we also have a list of some of the links on the website on the Hunt Showdown website.
It's always Christmas somewhere though. I don't think that's how it works at Christmas. Unfortunately.
Like on a different planet, maybe. I don't know.
Let's see.
Well, regarding the
Do this. Oh, I saw. What? You go ahead.
regarding the deployable audio traps, it's not music related.
That's not music,
but,
no.
But we actually have deployable audio traps. The
Dun, dun,
the
dun.
tripwire traps.
And
Okay,
Just
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
mentioning.
true. Yeah. Someone says,
There-
any plans on experimenting with accordion or the harmonica?
Sadly, I don't have an accordion. We
I have an
had the
accordion.
blues. Why don't you bring it?
Because it's actually my daughter's, and I'm gonna have to trick her into letting me take it out of the house. But I can make that happen.
But I think
Maybe
if the blues was more of a classical blues, we would have used harmonicas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we
our
already.
Maybe for the Christmas album. It's not announced.
That's a promise now, right? Christmas album? Can't get out of this, it's a lie.
Yeah, but it's actually a great idea.
Oh yeah.
We already have some ideas, I can tell. Like, I can feel the ideas brewing.
Ideas we have a lot. We also talked about, so that probably won't happen, but that it would be funny if you could have like instruments in game, where somebody can pack out an accordion
Yeah.
and play the humming theme with it.
And then smash people's
Steam
faces in with their
achievement.
accordion.
Yeah, they have to do it with other people, yeah.
Playing with your
Unlock the instrument.
Wasn't there a female version of the humming?
Not yet.
Nope.
Not yet, yes. Maybe in the future.
Let's see.
I saw some questions that were related to like lore and.
I saw
and
one vinyl question up there actually.
music. Could
Yeah,
you scroll
do
back
we
up
have
on
plans
the-
for vinyl?
If there are enough people interested, maybe, but I
Guys,
don't think we can comment on it right now.
just
No.
make sure that enough of you are interested. I mean, I'm
Show
sure.
your
I don't even
interest,
own
and that
a
will help
LP
it.
player.
Would be
so-
awesome.
Hell yeah! I want to put that in my
I
hand
think
on
that would
vinyl.
be really, really cool. Yeah.
I mean, I guess we can't make a shellac gramophone record because that would be the true.
True old
It's like,
school,
yeah, nobody's thinking about it.
Would be really specific.
Who of you of the guys humming in this song in the original, or who of you guys have hummed in the
I
original
think
song
we'd have
that
to
are
get
here?
a whole bunch of people
Yes,
to come in this
that's-
room
that's actually-
who aren't here.
A lot of people actually, like I think almost everybody from the audio team, and a lot of people from creative services.
So all the people who make the videos.
Yeah, they are the
Yeah.
people who make the trailers. We basically got all them together in the cinema and sang them the melody, and then they all hummed it in together. It was like a big choir. So it's a lot of people from Crytek actually.
And all of
humming
you have
together.
hummed as well, right? All
Yes,
three of you?
uh,
Yeah. So all of them here have hummed.
Yeah, I think the the audio people are actually the loudest in the humming track because them we recorded separately again.
Yeah.
So we have like a choir and
So who's the loudest hummer you can record?
I think Florian. Actually, Florian's voice is very good for octaving it down.
I think Flo is he was also the first hummer to be recorded. So he stayed.
The first hummer.
Christian is loud in the because when there's like the verse where it gets a bit more intense, there's like this more prevy voice coming in. I think that's Christian, but
Christian is another member of the audio team
here.
who's not here today. FYI, yay Christian.
Okay, let's see. Any chance of a song with washboard instrument?
Maybe it's great.
Why
It's a
not?
great percussion.
Does it work for Christmas? We're tying everything to this Christmas album that we're betting on now.
It would
Well,
be
no,
also-
right now, man.
that can't work because we have jingles.
Jingle. What?
Yeah, as a written instrument. For a Christmas album, we need jingles.
Yeah, but keeping a washboard
Jingle
jingles,
bells.
right? Just like have some jingle bells go over a washboard.
Why
Oh,
not?
Is
that's
that
a great
thing?
idea.
I have no idea anything about music, but maybe that makes sense. Would there be a contest held to see who come up with the best remix to the music?
Well, that's a neat idea.
That's a
I
great
like
We
it.
idea.
should
Yes.
consider that.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be really fun to hear what you
Yeah,
guys
that
all
would
do with
actually
it.
be a good moment to like call out some people. Call out to people. That sounds like
Shout
calling out,
Shout
shouting
out.
out. Yeah, because we actually had some people already that made remixes. So like at the beginning, a few that made remixes of the humming theme, making it bass boosted even. But also people like last time we showed it actually during the developer live stream where we had the 1.0 release, who made an 8-bit version, which was
Oh, that was so
that was
adorable.
great.
I loved that.
That was awesome.
that was really insane. Oh yeah, Nix I made a remix as well. Yeah, and then someone
There's like
during
a
Christmas.
No.
The rap, yeah, the rap.
The
But
rap,
that was
nice.
not, I think,
And the orchestra version.
orchestra.
well.
Yeah,
No.
also, yeah,
Pretty old.
yeah. There's actually been quite a few already. But yeah, I think having a contest might be a cool idea for like.
Yeah.
And then wouldn't it be nice if we can get an actual final? No, I mean no, if that's ever gonna happen. But I hope so. Then it would be cool to get that as a prize. But yeah, we'll have to just put that on to team meeting.
No. It's a cool idea.
At least there's good ideas. Well, there is an official 8-bit humming theme song. I don't think
It's not official.
That's-
Someone, it was a
Yeah, that's
exactly. Yeah,
fan-made.
Fan-
someone asked if we
fan-made.
can
Video.
get
Oh,
one, but
this
there's not
fan-made is
official one, but
awesome,
it's
so-
fan-made,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's
So no need
really
to
good.
make a known.
Exactly.
It's great.
That's also, I think, if anybody's looking for the 8-bit one, I think we linked it on the last community wrap-up blog.
Yeah.
So you can
Yeah, I
find
believe it
on
is
the
indeed in the
website.
blog. Can you add a kid version of the score, like Childa's humming or singing? It would be creepy.
Kid version. Wait, oh my god. So my daughter has heard me practice these songs like so many times. And she's like this tiny little like blonde angelic thing, and she just sits there and starts singing like these dark lyrics. Like last night we were walking home and she started singing like, get your gun, get your knife, get your boots, like today's the day, and I'm like, oh my god, please stop, like this is really creepy. It's amazing but creepy. So we started singing a version where we're singing about like food, like the devil's out for your bowl, get your spoon, get your knife, get your fork. So that it's like a bit kidded out. Maybe that'll be my remix that I make with my daughter.
I mean, that would be. I mean,
We can
I do
realize
hear
that.
that like sometimes people mention like having a creepy kid voice in there, because like for some reason children are always like seen as creepy account.
Well, in
Right, they are
juxtaposed with like horror stuff.
Yeah.
that's
Oh, yes.
really-
There's always a creepy kid in the movies, so.
I think we also had a question about the Challengers trailer.
Oh yeah, what
Because
happened to that music?
We didn't mention that.
We didn't mention that.
Yeah, that was the piano. The Challengers trailer actually had no music when it was kind of done, and I just took that home and just played the whole trailer and sat down at the piano and played some stuff, and basically that's how the music came up. I think that really was a 10-minute thing. Like it just worked out, and then I left it as is and didn't change anything about it.
That's a really nice, piano version of it.
And there is even a little bit of the humming theme in there.
Yeah.
Also,
Well, it's
surprise!
It's well hidden, but
Well
it's there.
Exactly. Would there be specific music cues for the bosses? I always imagine an intense stomp style score happening for the butcher.
Whoa.
I mean that's a good point. Like, why do we not have music in game? As in, like, because I think there was something you guys also wanted to talk about.
I mean, that's something we decided actually really early on in the beginning,
Yeah.
that we don't want to have music during the game, because people should hear the sound effects and always hear the environment. And if you fight against a butcher and then we have like a fat audio score playing below it, you know, it's like cool in a single player game when you have the boss fight, but in a multiplayer game when you want to hear somebody sneaking over some bottles or something over sound trap, you can't really have the music full on. I mean, we had the compound, we have some music-like elements in the compound, which is the low rumble.
Yeah.
And we actually also turned it down now because there was community feedback that it's too loud actually.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, personally, I think it's actually quite cool that while you are in the game, you really have only the sound effects. I think it's a cool experience.
Yeah,
and also
everything.
just the sounds.
Everything is supposed to come out of the game. Like there are no non-diegetic sounds.
No.
So, yeah. Let me see. Do we still have some other questions? Don't be shy.
Ask away.
Music.
I mean, we could do one or two more questions. Let's see. Oh, my eyes are so sensitive right now. I can't look at the screen.
Oh, there's some new messages, I think.
Let's speak about events of the world.
After game.
So, have you considered making songs that speak about the events from the world of the game that you could discover in the game and later play within the music?
We have
I've
certainly considered things like that.
Oh, what does that mean?
Make of it what you will, audience.
Okay.
I mean, one thing you can say is that we probably are not finished making songs. There are a few more ideas floating around. Dominic actually already was prototyping some stuff.
What?
I think it will be some time until we hear it.
It's early on, so no rush.
Someone wants to know, will the instrumental version of End Will Come on Spotify?
We discussed it already in the team, and we wanna finish the instrumental versions of all the songs, and then we'll release it with an update.
Okay.
So we are not sure yet when, so there's no estimate, but they will come for sure. Like, it's already planned.
The end will come, you say.
In the end, there
It will be a package. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Can we have the noisy aircon in one of the songs?
Yes, please.
Let me grab my recorder.
The aircon has become like
It's already in.
it's so, it really is like
It could be awesome bass.
it's
or
been
something.
repaired 50 times already in the course of a year. I feel, and it's never stops. The end will never come.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so one last question. How long have you guys been together as a band?
Well, we've been working on the music together for about 2 years, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So did it start in someone's garage?
Started in the cinema room at our old office, I
Very
guess.
similar.
I mean,
It was
that's
in the
pretty
office.
similar to garage.
It's a lot nicer than a garage. Had those sweet seats.
Kind
I
of.
miss that cinema. It was a
Oh,
really
I
nice
miss it too.
cinema.
Yeah, it was a nice cinema.
Just getting all
Nostalgia.
sentimental.
Yeah.
There's a question regarding multiple versions.
Alright.
I think in the Xbox teaser is the End Will Come song.
Xbox teaser is Sinner's Blues.
Xbox teaser Sinner's Blues, I think, yes.
But it's just,
But-
yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, you want to say something?
No, you can talk.
Generally, I think what often happened with the songs is we first made something for a trailer, and maybe it was only a shorter instrumental, and later on it all came together with the lyrics, and that's why often something in the trailer might sound different a bit afterwards, because we further worked on it, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same example because I said the people were asking, what is the violin song? But it's the End Will Come instrumental. But like people didn't realize that was the instrumental version of End Will Come.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, it's with all songs, basically. If you leave out the vocals, they sound quite different.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you guys so much for being here. The Pulse Surfer Band. Woo! So yeah, I will look forward to the new music you guys produce someday. I don't know when, but we'd love to see some new stuff. And I mean, until then, we have a lot of good old music that we can listen to. Old, it's not old. The album just released. It's been not even a month. But if you are looking to find it, it's on Spotify. It's on Google Music or something,
Amazon
Apple,
Music.
Amazon
Should be
Music,
everywhere.
YouTube Music, and pretty much all of them.
anything music. I think it's all streaming services, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pandora, and
Deezer,
Yandex. So definitely check it out. Search for either the Honcho soundtrack or Port Sulphur Band, and then you should be able to find it. So thank you so much for being here. And,
Thank you. Thanks for
and
listening.
tomorrow we're back with another live stream where me and Sam are gonna dive into the new Xbox build, so the 1.0 build that is gonna release on the 19th, to get an idea of how that looks like. So be there tomorrow at 4 p.m. Thank you for joining, and goodbye.